Hey everybody, Chef Eric Hammond here again. Today I have a treat for you. We're going to learn how to cook costelette de manzo, or braised beef short ribs. Braising is a great technique for the wintertime. It takes a normally tough cut of meat and cooks with vegetables, wine, broth, garlic, herbs, and it will take that piece of meat and really get it fork tender. First step, preheat your oven to 325 degrees. 325 degrees is the optimum temperature for braising. It doesn't get so hot, and that means the liquid that the protein is braising in will only simmer, it won't boil. So the object to the braise is cooking the meat low and slow. To prepare the meat, you're going to want to season it generously with salt and pepper, just over the entire surface area of the meat. This may seem like it's a lot of seasoning, but this is a thick cut of meat, so it won't be overly salted. You want to use fresh cracked pepper that you have a pepper mill, so you don't want to use the pre-ground pepper that you could buy in the supermarket. It's just not as flavorful. Flip it over and season the other side generously. And some more cracked black pepper. After you do that, you want to take your meat and you want to dredge it in some all-purpose flour. This will help the meat get a nice crispy exterior, but flour works double duty in this. It also helps to thicken up your sauce so it won't be as brothy. It'll be more like a stew. You want to get it on all sides. And there you go. Just nice and evenly coated with your all-purpose flour. So you want to get a pan with some light olive oil in there. I'm using cast iron because I love cast iron and it has a real even heat surface. You want to carefully add your short ribs into the pan, like so. Don't overcrowd the pan, and this will fit, actually. And you want to cook them until they're golden brown on all sides. I'm going to use a splatter guard on top so the stove doesn't get crazy dirty. It's going to get dirty, but you know, this will help aid in the cleanup. So once this has become golden brown on one side, flip it over to the other side. See how crispy that got? Flip it onto the other side and repeat the process until it's about the same color. Once they're browned on all sides, put them back on your plate here. Let them rest for a little while. Let all the juices come out, because we're going to put that in the pot in our next step. On high heat, you want to put your light olive oil in the pot, just enough to coat the bottom, and you want it to start to get smoking hot. Once your pan starts to smoke, you want to add your vegetables. Your onions, carrots, and celery. Then you want to add your garlic and your rosemary. I'm going to reserve the rest of this rosemary because I'm going to be making a creamy Parmesan polenta to go with this. Want to season it generously with salt and pepper. Remember, in order to build flavors and deepen flavors, you need to season every step of the way. That is how you obtain properly seasoned food. You know, it's not enough just to season it after you're finished cooking it, because the flavors won't develop. Salt deepens flavors. If you use too much of it, yeah, it makes it inedible. But if you use just the right amount, and that comes with experience, it will bring your food up to the next level. Now, this is a very important step. You want to get these vegetables dark and caramelized, because that's also going to really make the foundation of the dish, the flavor of the dish. It's going to be rich and deep in flavor. As you can now see, the vegetables are darkening and caramelizing. All the sugars are coming out, and it's going to add a caramelization taste to this dish which will not be surpassed. It is probably the most important step of the braise. I'm going to add a little bit of this flour in here that we use to dredge the meat in. This is going to help thicken the sauce. It's like making a gravy now, you know. So you want to mix that all up in there. Mix it up so there's no lumps of flour, and also it cooks the flour taste out. Next step, we're going to add the meat to this, then add the wine and reduce it. That should do it. So let's get our meat. Go right in there. Oh, yeah, we have enough room. You want to take all this nice juice that was on here. That's all flavor. Then we're going to add wine. Probably to come up, I don't know, about halfway. There you go. And let that reduce. You want to let it reduce about halfway. You can see how thick it's becoming now. So, last step before we put it in the oven, add your stock. You want enough to cover. Let that come back up to the boil. This will probably take 2.5 to 3 hours. Once it's to the boil, you can see, you want to turn off the heat. Pop a tight fitting lid on it. Take it, pop it in the hole. Middle rack, and just let it go. So, after the cook, it's gonna look something like this. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. The sauce is nice and thick. The meat, I'll show you how to test it. You know, you go with the spoon or a fork, and if it pierces, it goes all the way down, like so. It's tender. That's why they call it fall off the bone. But these have no bones, so we're going to call this fork tender. Absolutely delicious. And there you have it. Braised beef short ribs. I hope you make it. I hope you enjoy it. I really hope you enjoyed watching the video. So please subscribe to my Instagram at Chef Eric Hammond and my YouTube channel at Chef Eric Hammond. Next week we'll be making something brand new. I hope you continue to watch and enjoy.